Beloved soul, I welcome you into this moment with open arms and a heart full of gratitude, because I know this message is not arriving to you by chance. You are here because the angels have something extraordinary to say to you, something that will both surprise you and confirm what your spirit has been sensing. They are declaring, someone wealthy, someone influential, someone who has many options is choosing you over others. And there is a very specific reason why heaven has positioned you to be the one they pick. Before we go deeper into this revelation, I want you to do something very simple but powerful. In the comments right now, type these words of faith: I receive or I believe. When you write them, you are not only engaging with this message, you are declaring to heaven and your angels that your heart is open to receive the blessings meant for you. And if this is your first time with us, I want to warmly welcome you to this growing family of faith. Make sure you subscribe to Sacred Echoes 1 and click the notification bell so you never miss another prophetic message like this one. Beloved, let me grab your attention right here at the start. You may have felt overlooked in the past. You may have seen others get chosen, promoted, or blessed, while you stood in the background wondering when it would be your turn. But the angels are whispering today, this time, it is you. You are not just another option. You are not simply one among many. You are the chosen one in this situation, and someone with great resources, great influence, and great capacity is about to choose you above the others. Now, this may feel overwhelming or even hard to believe, but the Word of God supports this truth. Psalm 75:6-7 says, For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge, he putteth down one, and setteth up another. This means that when God decides to elevate you, no one else can take your place. No matter how many people stand beside you, no matter how many options someone else may have, the favor of God will mark you as the one. Beloved, I want you to pause and think of David. He was not even invited to the lineup when Samuel came to anoint the next king. His own father overlooked him. Yet God told Samuel in 1 Samuel 16:7, Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. And in that moment, David was chosen over his brothers. Just like David, you may feel like others are more qualified, more visible, or more likely to be chosen. But the angels are reminding you today that heaven sees your heart, and that is why you are being chosen. The wealthy person choosing you is not just making a random decision. They are being guided by unseen hands, by the whisper of the Spirit, by the influence of angels who are highlighting you as the one who carries qualities the others do not. Proverbs 22:1 says, A good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold. Beloved, your integrity, your kindness, your faithfulness, your humility, these are treasures more valuable than gold. This is why you are being chosen. Let us also remember Esther. She was one among many young women presented before the king, and yet she found favor above all the rest. Esther 2:17 says, Now the king was attracted to Esther more than to any of the other women, and she won his favor and approval more than any of the other virgins. So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Esther's favor was not by accident. It was divine alignment. In the same way, the angels are saying that your favor is being noticed. Someone with great wealth, with influence, with power to change your circumstances, is looking at you and saying, This is the one. Beloved, maybe you feel unqualified. Maybe you look at yourself and say, Why me? Surely others are smarter, more skilled, more attractive, or more deserving. But hear the word of God in 1 Corinthians 1:27-28. But God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. God chose the lowly things of this world and the despised things and the things that are not to nullify the things that are. God delights in choosing the unexpected, the overlooked, the ones others underestimate. That is why He is choosing you. Now let me speak to your heart. Have you been feeling lately like something is shifting around you? Perhaps you've noticed opportunities opening where there used to be closed doors. Maybe conversations are happening that put your name forward. Maybe you are meeting people who carry influence, wealth, or resources. These are not coincidences. They are signs that God is orchestrating connections. Your angels are aligning you with people who have the ability to choose you, bless you, and elevate you. Beloved, remember Joseph. He was sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned. Yet God gave him favor with Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the land. Genesis 41:39-40 says, "Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, 'Since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you.'" Joseph was chosen above others who may have seemed more qualified. Why? Because the Spirit of God was upon him. In the same way, beloved, the Spirit of God is upon you, and it is setting you apart. Perhaps you worry about the others, the ones who seem to have more connections, more qualifications, more experience. But do not fear. Proverbs 18:16 says, "A gift opens the way and ushers the giver into the presence of the great." Your gift, your uniqueness, your God-given qualities are making room for you. Others may try to compete, but no one can replicate what God has placed in you. Beloved, when the angels say someone wealthy is choosing you, it is not just about material wealth. Yes, it may involve someone with financial resources, but it also represents someone who has influence, opportunities, and power to change your life. And they are choosing you not because of chance, but because of divine favor. Psalm 5:12 says, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield." That favor is your shield, protecting you and marking you as the chosen one. Let me ask you this. Do you believe this word is for you? If you do, pause for a moment and type, "I receive" in the comments. This is not just for engagement, it is your public declaration of faith. It is you saying, "Yes, Lord, I believe that this word is mine." Beloved, I must also remind you that being chosen comes with responsibility. When Esther was chosen, it was not just for her own blessing, it was for the deliverance of her people. When Joseph was chosen, it was not just for his own survival, it was to save nations from famine. In the same way, when you are chosen, it will not only bless you, but also bless others connected to you. Your family, your community, even generations to come will be impacted by this choice. That is why your angels are preparing you. They are strengthening your character, deepening your faith, and teaching you humility. Because when this person chooses you, it will not just be about what they can give to you, but also about what God will do through you. Beloved, I feel in my spirit that this message is stirring hope in you. If it is, take a moment now to like this video. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Sacred Echoes 1 and turn on your notifications, so you will always be the first to hear these divine revelations. And before we continue into the deeper reasons why you are the one being chosen, I want you to type in the comments these words of faith: blessed and ready. This is your declaration that you are not only blessed, but ready to step into the season of being chosen. Beloved, stay with me, because the angels are about to reveal the exact qualities that set you apart, and why you are the one being lifted up in this season above the others. Beloved soul, lean in closely now, because the Spirit is still speaking, and the angels are eager for you to hear the fullness of this message. You have been chosen, and it is not by mistake. It is not because you are the most visible, or the loudest, or even the most obvious. You are being chosen because God has marked you with His favor, and the angels are guiding influential eyes to rest upon you. This wealthy individual, wealthy not only in resources but also in influence and reach, has seen many, but they see something in you that sets you apart. This is the mystery of divine favor. It cannot be earned. It cannot be manufactured. It cannot be copied. It is something only God can place upon a life. Proverbs 3:3-4 tells us, "Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. You have chosen to walk in love. You have chosen faithfulness even when it felt unnoticed. You remained consistent, even in the quiet seasons when it felt like no one cared. And now God is rewarding your faithfulness with visibility and favor in the sight of man." Consider Joseph once again. He was not the only prisoner in Pharaoh's dungeon. He was not the only one who had been overlooked. But when God's timing came, Pharaoh saw Joseph and elevated him above the rest. It wasn't Joseph's outward status that set him apart. It was the presence of God within him. Genesis 39:2 says, "The Lord was with Joseph so that he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master." Everywhere Joseph went, the favor of God was evident. And beloved, the same is true for you. The Lord is with you, and His presence is making you stand out, even among many. Sometimes you may wonder why others seem more qualified, yet the opportunity still finds its way to you. That is divine orchestration. Ecclesiastes 9:11 says, "The race is not to the swift or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise or wealth to the brilliant or favor to the learned. But time and chance happen to them all." What this means, beloved, is that destiny does not follow the world's logic. God chooses whom He will choose, and He positions whom He will position. Right now, He has positioned you. Your angels are saying this wealthy person is seeing qualities in you that the others cannot replicate. They see humility where others show pride. They see consistency where others are unstable. They see light where others only show shadows. And what they may not even realize is that what they are drawn to is not simply your personality, it is the Spirit of God shining through you. Matthew 5:16 declares, "Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." That light within you is undeniable. It cannot be hidden, and it is what has drawn this person to choose you. Beloved, reflect for a moment on Esther's story. She had nothing the other young women didn't also have. They were all beautiful. They were all prepared. They were all presented. But Esther carried something more. She carried grace and favor that made her stand out. Esther 2:15 says, "When the turn came for Esther, she asked for nothing other than what Hegai, the king's eunuch who was in charge of the harem, suggested. And Esther won the favor of everyone who saw her. It wasn't her striving, it was her humility and her trust in God's guidance that brought her favor. You too carry that same grace. You are not chosen because you push yourself forward. You are chosen because you allow God to go before you. Now let us go even deeper. The angels are showing that this wealthy individual had options, 3 other people they could have chosen. Each one may have seemed capable, perhaps even more obvious on paper. But when it came time to decide, the Spirit whispered your name. Do not be surprised if this feels sudden. Do not be surprised if you look around and say, "Lord, why me?" Because the answer is simple. Your faith, your obedience, your hidden seasons of prayer and perseverance have made you the one. Luke 16:10 says, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." You have proven faithful in small things, and now God is trusting you with much, beloved. Let me speak directly into your spirit. Stop comparing yourself to the others. Stop worrying about whether you measure up. The angels are saying, you are enough. The very things you thought disqualified you are the things God will use to highlight you. Moses thought his stutter disqualified him, but God said, "I will be with your mouth." Gideon thought his small tribe disqualified him, But God said, "Go in the strength you have." David thought his youth disqualified him. But God said, "Arise and anoint him, for this is the one." Beloved, the same God is saying about you today, "This is the one." Remember Proverbs 18:16. "A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men." Your gift is making room for you. You do not have to force doors open. You do not have to beg for recognition. You simply have to walk faithfully, and the right people guided by your angels will notice you. That is what is happening now. Perhaps you are thinking, "But I don't have much to offer compared to others." Beloved, do not despise what you carry. The widow's oil seemed small, but it multiplied. The boy's loaves and fish seemed insufficient, but they fed thousands. What you carry may look small in your hands, but in God's hands, it is more than enough. And that is exactly why you are being chosen. The angels also want you to know that this choosing is not just for your benefit. Yes, you will be blessed, but through you, others will also be blessed. Just as Joseph was elevated not only to save himself but to save nations, your elevation will have ripple effects. People connected to you, your family, your friends, your community, will feel the blessing of this moment. That is why you were chosen above the three others. Because God knew that through you, the blessing would multiply and reach further. Now, let's reflect on God's word again. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Beloved, this choice, this moment of being picked, is part of the new thing God is doing in your life. It may feel sudden, it may feel unexpected, but it is God making a way in places where there seemed to be none. If this word is stirring your heart, I want you to take a moment to like this video. Your simple act of faith helps spread this message so that others can also receive hope and encouragement. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Sacred Echoes 1 and turn on notifications, so you will never miss another divine message like this one. Beloved, go into the comments right now and write, "Blessed and ready." Let this be your seal of agreement with this prophetic word. By writing it, you are telling heaven and your angels, "I am ready to step into my season of being chosen." And let me reassure you, what God has prepared for you cannot be taken by another. Job 42:2 says, "I know that you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted." This decision, this choice, this blessing, it is sealed by God. No competition, no opposition, no envy can stop it. So lift your head high, beloved. You are the one chosen not by accident, but by divine design. The wealthy one's decision is simply a reflection of the higher decision already made in heaven. You are favored, you are appointed, and you are stepping into a new chapter. Stay close, because the angels are about to reveal even more details about why you, specifically, carry the qualities that drew this choice and how to prepare your spirit for what comes next. Beloved, I want you to truly receive this in your heart. When God says you are chosen, there's no one who can take your place. The angels have been watching as you have endured seasons where you felt unseen, seasons where others seemed to be favored, and seasons where your sacrifices went unnoticed. But heaven has not forgotten you. This moment where someone wealthy is choosing you over others is the visible manifestation of what God has already spoken in the spiritual realm. The decision has been made long before you even knew it was possible, and now it is coming into the light. Think about David again. His father did not even invite him when Samuel came to anoint the next king. His brothers looked more impressive, more experienced, more fitting for the role. But God whispered to Samuel, "Do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." 1 Samuel 16:7. That same principle is at work for you right now. Others may have the outer qualifications, But God has placed something within your heart that is far more valuable, and it is what has drawn this wealthy person to choose you above them. You see, beloved, true wealth is not only attracted to appearance, talent, or connections. True wealth is drawn to authenticity, humility, and favor. The angels are saying that what has distinguished you is not what you tried to show, but what you carry quietly, your resilience, your faith, your kindness. When others gave up, you kept going. When others boasted, you stayed humble. When others compromised, you chose integrity. And those hidden choices are why the light of God shines through you so clearly now. Psalm 37:6 says, "He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun." This moment of being chosen is your reward shining forth. For so long you may have asked God, "When will my time come? When will all the tears, all the faith, all the prayers amount to something?" Beloved, the angels are declaring, this is your time. This is your season. The wealthy one who is choosing you is not simply acting from their own wisdom. Heaven is influencing their decision. God has the ability to turn the hearts of people toward you. Proverbs 21:1 says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He directs it like a watercourse wherever he pleases." Just as God directed Pharaoh's heart toward Joseph and the king's heart toward Esther, he's directing this person's heart toward you. They may not even understand fully why they are so drawn to you, why they sense peace with you above the others, but the angels know it is divine orchestration. Beloved, some of you have been overlooked many times before. Maybe in relationships, jobs, opportunities, or friendships, you watched as others were chosen while you were passed by. Those experiences may have left wounds, but those wounds are being healed in this season, because this moment of being chosen will remind you that God never forgot you. Isaiah 49:15-16 says, "Can a mother forget the baby at her breast and have no compassion on the child she has borne? Though she may forget, I will not forget you. See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Your name has always been written in His plan, and this decision is proof of that love." Let me tell you something important. The three others were never truly in competition with you. They may have seemed like options, but in truth, the choice was already made in heaven. It only appears as if you are one among many, but in the Spirit, you are the only one who carries the key for this assignment. That is why the angels have been whispering to you, giving you peace in your spirit even before you knew why. Beloved, you might ask, but why me? What do I have that others don't? The answer is found in Matthew 6:33. "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." You chose to seek God first, even when you had needs of your own. You chose to prioritize righteousness, even when it cost you. And now, all these things, favor, recognition, being chosen, are being added to you. The wealthy one is not just choosing you for what you can do. They are choosing you because your spirit carries peace, and that peace is priceless. The angels want you to understand this clearly. You were not chosen because you outperformed the others in human terms. You were chosen because God's fingerprints are on your life. Just like Joseph, who stood out in Pharaoh's eyes because God's wisdom was evident in him, you stand out because God's light is upon you. Genesis 41:38 records Pharaoh saying, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?" That is the very thought echoing in the heart of the one choosing you. They may not say it in those exact words, but they feel the difference. They know there is something unique about you that cannot be explained in natural terms. Beloved, this choosing will not just change your circumstances, it will change your confidence. For years you may have wrestled with self-doubt, asking if you were enough, if you were seen, if you were valued. But this moment is God's way of affirming to you that He has always seen you as worthy. Deuteronomy 7:6 says, "For you are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you out of all the peoples on the face of the earth to be His people, His treasured possession. You are His treasured possession, and that worth is shining through you, causing others to see you as valuable too. Now, beloved, I want you to prepare your spirit, because being chosen also means being ready. When Joseph was elevated, he needed wisdom to govern. When Esther was crowned queen, she needed courage to intercede. When David was anointed king, he needed patience before taking the throne. In the same way, your angels are preparing you not just to be chosen, but to steward this moment well. That is why you've been through seasons of refining, seasons of stretching, seasons of waiting, so that now, when the choice falls on you, you will be ready. This wealthy person's choice will open doors you did not even imagine. And with those doors come responsibilities. But do not fear. God never calls without equipping. Philippians 1-6 assures us, being confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. If He has brought you to this point, He will also sustain you through it. Beloved, let me pause and ask you to take a step of faith. If this message is speaking directly into your heart, pause for a moment and like this video. It is a simple action, but it is also a declaration. And then, write in the comments, I receive this word. Do it as an act of faith. Let heaven see your agreement. Let your angels record it, and let your spirit embrace it. Understand also that your being chosen is not just about you. It is about legacy. Just like Abraham was chosen so that all nations would be blessed through him, your being chosen will ripple outwards. It will bless those connected to you. It will shift the atmosphere around you, and it will become a testimony that encourages others to hold on to faith even when they feel overlooked. Romans 8:28 assures us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Beloved, all things, your past disappointments, your waiting seasons, your moments of doubt are now working together for this good. You are being chosen because you were always called. This is part of your purpose, and your angels are celebrating the unveiling of this plan. Picture it now. Imagine the moment you are told, "We choose you." Imagine the relief, the joy, the gratitude that will wash over you. Imagine realizing that while others may have been contenders, you were the one heaven had already appointed. That day is closer than you think. The angels are already rejoicing because they see it unfolding. Beloved, do not allow fear or unworthiness to rob you of this blessing. Sometimes when God finally brings the answer, we hesitate because we feel too small. But the truth is, you were never meant to rely on your own strength. 2 Corinthians 12:09 reminds us, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Your strength is not the reason you are being chosen, His grace is. Before I go further into the deeper reasons why this choice had to fall on you, I want you to take one more step of faith. If you have not already, subscribe to Sacred Echoes 1 and click the notification bell. That way, every time heaven gives me a word for you, you will not miss it. And now, beloved, write one more declaration in the comments. Blessed and ready. This is your final seal for this portion of the message. You are blessed and you are ready. Your angels see it, heaven records it, and your spirit aligns with it. Stay with me, because what I will share next will reveal why God positioned you uniquely, why your qualities could not be overlooked, and how to walk boldly into this new season of being chosen without fear or hesitation. Beloved soul, let your heart be still for a moment and receive this truth. You are walking into a season where the things that once disqualified you in your own eyes will become the very reasons God elevates you. The angels are surrounding you, whispering reassurance, saying, "You have been chosen because you carry something no one else does." Others may shine with outward strength, but you shine with inward light. Others may boast of accomplishments, but you carry the mark of endurance, of faith, of resilience. And that, beloved, is why you are the one. So often, the enemy tries to convince us that being overlooked means being unworthy. But God has always written a different story. Think of Gideon hiding in fear, convinced he was the least of his tribe, yet God called him a mighty warrior. Think of Moses, who felt his stutter disqualified him, yet God chose him to speak to Pharaoh. Think of Mary, a young woman in an ordinary town, yet chosen to carry the Savior of the world. Each of them might have thought, "Why me?" Yet heaven's answer was clear: "Because I have chosen you." That is the same answer the angels are bringing to you now. When someone wealthy, someone with options and influence, chooses you over others, it is not simply their preference, it is heaven's orchestration. Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." That wealthy individual may have had many plans, many considerations, many possible directions, but the Lord's purpose is prevailing, and His purpose has rested on you. Beloved, think about Joseph standing before Pharaoh. Pharaoh had magicians, wise men, and advisors, yet none of them could interpret his dream. But Joseph, a prisoner, carried the Spirit of God, and that was the deciding factor. Genesis 41-39:40 records Pharaoh's words. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you." Joseph was chosen because of what he carried in his spirit. Beloved, you also carry discernment, wisdom, and a divine presence that others cannot replicate. This is why the wealthy one chooses you. It is not about surface appeal, but about spiritual substance. It is not about how loud you are, but about how steady you have remained. It is not about competing with others, but about completing the assignment God gave you. While the others may have had their strengths, you carried a quiet strength that only heaven could reveal. Psalm 75:6-7 reminds us, "For promotion comes neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge. He puts down one and sets up another." This choosing is not about your competition. It is about God's decision. He has set you up for such a time as this. Beloved, let me ask you something. How many times have you felt small compared to others? How many times did you look at yourself and think you didn't measure up? Yet here you are, being lifted above them. That is the power of God's favor. Psalm 5:12 says, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield." This shield of favor has been around you all along, even when you couldn't see it. And now it is making you stand out. Let us look again at Esther's story. Out of all the young women presented before the king, she was chosen. Esther 2:17 says, "Now the king was attracted to Esther more than to any of the other women, and she won his favor and approval more than any of the other virgins." It wasn't only her beauty, it was the favor of God upon her life. And beloved, that same favor rests on you. This wealthy person may see qualities in the others, but their spirit will rest on you, because the favor of heaven has marked you as the one. Your angels are saying, "Do not shrink back." Sometimes when we are chosen, we want to step away because it feels too big, too overwhelming. But God does not choose you only to abandon you. He equips you. Isaiah 41:10 assures you, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." That strength will be with you as you step into this new season. Beloved, the wealthy one is not choosing you out of pity, but out of recognition. They see in you something rare, something valuable. Proverbs 31:10 says, "A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies." Your character, your integrity, your faithfulness, your consistency, these are worth more than rubies. That is why you are being chosen above the others. And let us not forget, wealth recognizes wealth. Not just financial wealth, but spiritual wealth. The peace you carry, the wisdom you've gained, the strength you've developed through trials, this is spiritual wealth. It is a treasure stored in earthen vessels, and those with eyes to see will recognize it. 2 Corinthians 4-7 says, "But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us." Beloved, you may feel ordinary on the outside, but within you is treasure from God. That is why you are chosen. Think also of Ruth. She was a widow, with no status and no resources, gleaning in fields just to survive. Yet Boaz noticed her. Ruth 2:12 records his words, "May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." Ruth's faithfulness, her humility, her perseverance were what set her apart. And those same qualities are what set you apart now. The wealthy one sees what others have overlooked, because God has directed their gaze. Beloved, sometimes the greatest wealth is not measured in what you have, but in what you give. You give kindness, you give encouragement, you give patience, you give love. These qualities make you rare. And in a world full of people chasing recognition, your willingness to serve, to love, and to remain humble has made you the one chosen. Your angels want you to understand this as well. Being chosen will not only bless you, it will stretch you. You will be asked to rise higher, to embrace new responsibilities, to step into spaces you once thought were beyond you. But remember what Philippians 4:13 says, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." The strength is not in your own ability, but in the one who has chosen you. Beloved, this is not just about being chosen by a person. It is about being affirmed by God. The wealthy one's decision is a reflection of a higher decision already made in heaven. Ephesians 1-4 says, "For he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight." Long before anyone else considered you, God had already chosen you. This moment is simply the unfolding of what has always been written. If this word is resonating with you, pause now and take a step of faith. Like this video as a sign of your agreement with heaven. And then, in the comments, write, "I believe I am chosen." Write it with conviction, because each declaration is a seed, and that seed is preparing you for the harvest that is about to come. Beloved, your story is about to shift. For years you may have felt overlooked, underestimated, or ignored. But now, the angels are saying the page is turning. You are entering the chapter where your name is called, where the decision falls in your favor, where the wealthy one looks past 3 others and says, "This is the one." And when it happens, you will know it was not because of chance, but because of divine choice. So lift your eyes with hope, beloved. Stand with confidence. Do not compare yourself to the others, because the competition was never real in the first place. You are the one heaven had already appointed, and now the earth is catching up to what heaven already knew. Before I continue to unfold the deeper reasons why your presence, your spirit, and your journey uniquely qualified you for this moment, I want you to take a final step of faith for this portion. If you have not yet, subscribe to Sacred Echoes 1 and turn on your notifications. Stay connected, because every word released here is designed to strengthen you, prepare you, and remind you that God's hand is upon you. And type one last declaration in the comments right now. Blessed and ready. Let that be your closing word of faith for this segment, your seal of agreement, and your invitation for heaven to move even more powerfully in your life. Beloved, stay with me, because the angels are about to reveal the exact qualities that have been refining you in secret, and how those very qualities are now shining so brightly that they made you impossible to ignore. Beloved, let us go deeper now into what the angels are showing. You may have wondered many times why your journey has felt so hard, why you had to endure certain trials that others did not. The truth is that those very hardships shaped you into someone who could carry favor and not lose yourself in it. The refining fire you walked through gave you qualities that no quick success, no easy path could ever produce. That is one of the reasons you are being chosen now. Others may have carried talent, but talent without character is fragile. Others may have carried charm, but charm without integrity crumbles. You, beloved, have been forged in the fire. Each tear, each delay, each moment of surrender has made you into someone who not only can be chosen, but can also remain standing after being chosen. That is why this wealthy individual, guided by heaven, sees you as the one. Remember the story of Daniel. He was among many young men in Babylon, but Daniel distinguished himself because of his excellence of spirit. Daniel 6:3 says, "Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him. And the king thought to set him over the whole realm." Beloved, you too carry that excellent spirit. It is not about perfection, but about the light of God within you, the faith you hold on to, the consistency you show. That spirit is what causes you to be preferred, to be chosen, even when others stand beside you. The angels want you to see clearly. This moment is not random. It is not luck. It is alignment. God has been aligning your path with this person, positioning you in the right place at the right time, preparing your heart so that when the decision needed to be made, you would be ready. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." Beloved, this is your season of being chosen. You may feel ordinary, but remember what Scripture says. 2 Corinthians 4:7 reminds us, "But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us." Are like a jar of clay on the outside, but within you is treasure faith, wisdom, kindness, endurance that others cannot see until God highlights it. And now He has highlighted it. That is why the wealthy one looks past the three others and chooses you. Beloved, sometimes being chosen makes us feel unworthy, as though someone else would do better. But God does not make mistakes. If He has allowed you to be chosen, it is because He has already equipped you. Remember Moses again. He doubted his calling, but God promised, "Now go. I will help you speak and will teach you what to say." Exodus 4:12. You may not feel ready, but God's strength within you makes you ready. Do not be surprised if the wealthy one cannot fully explain why they chose you. They may not have the words, but they will feel the peace. Proverbs 16:7 says, "When the Lord takes pleasure in anyone's way, He causes their enemies to make peace with them." When God delights in you, He gives you peace in the eyes of others. That peace is what will settle in the wealthy one's spirit as they choose you. They will simply know, this is the right decision. Beloved, the angels want to remind you of Ruth once again. She was not the most obvious choice. She was a widow from a foreign land, yet her faithfulness brought her before Boaz, and he recognized her value. Ruth 2:11 says, Boaz replied, "I've been told all about what you have done for your mother-in-law. Since the death of your husband, how you left your father and mother in your homeland and came to live with a people you did not know before." It was Ruth's quiet faithfulness, her unseen sacrifices, that made her stand out. In the same way, beloved, the wealthy one is drawn to your faithfulness. They may see others who are more showy, more visible, but what you carry in the Spirit is undeniable. You have walked with God through deserts, and in those deserts, He has been shaping you. Deuteronomy 8:2 says, "Remember how the Lord your God led you all the way in the wilderness these 40 years, to humble and test you in order to know what was in your heart, whether or not you would keep His commands." That wilderness season was not wasted. It revealed your heart, and now it is that heart that has made you the one chosen. Beloved, I feel in my spirit that some of you are afraid of this new level. You are thinking, what if I fail? What if I disappoint? What if I am not enough? But hear the word of the Lord in Isaiah 54:17. "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and this is their vindication from me. You cannot fail, because God is your vindication. You cannot fall, because His hand is holding you. When others see only competition, God sees completion. You complete something that no one else could. That is why you were chosen. The wealthy individual may not be fully conscious of it, but their spirit knows you are the missing piece. You are the one who brings balance, who brings peace, who brings authenticity. And that is why, despite having 3 other options, their heart rests on you. Beloved, picture it now. Imagine hearing those words, "We choose you." Imagine the weight lifting off your shoulders, the tears of relief and gratitude filling your eyes, the joy bubbling up from your spirit. Imagine knowing that every delay, every hardship, every overlooked moment was worth it because it led to this divine decision. That moment is not far away. The angels are already rejoicing because they see it unfolding. Psalm 23:5 says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." This choosing is your table prepared before those who doubted you, before those who overlooked you. It is not about shaming them, but about showing that God's hand has always been upon you. Your cup is about to overflow. Beloved, I must ask you again, do you believe this word is yours? If you do, pause right now and type in the comments, "I receive this blessing." Declare it boldly, because when you write it, you are sealing it in the spiritual realm. Your angels will record it as your agreement with heaven's decree. This wealthy one's choice is going to open doors, but more importantly, it is going to reveal to you the truth that God has been whispering all along. You are enough. You are loved. You are chosen. And nothing, no one, can change that. Remember Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." This choosing is part of that plan. It is not to harm you, but to prosper you. It is to give you hope after seasons of disappointment, and to show you that your future is bright. Beloved, let your heart be strengthened. The wealthy one may hold influence in the earthly realm, but it is God's influence in the heavenly realm that orchestrated this. And when heaven speaks, earth must follow. Before I move further into what the angels are saying about how to walk confidently into this new season, I want you to take one more step of faith. If you have not yet, like this video, and if you are new, subscribe to Sacred Echoes 1 and turn on your notifications. Stay connected, because these messages are your lifeline, your confirmation, your encouragement. And finally, seal this portion by writing in the comments, "Blessed and ready." Say it boldly, because you are not only blessed, you are ready for what is coming. Your angels see it, God has decreed it, and your heart is aligning with it. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will share next is how to carry yourself in this season of favor, how to protect your heart when jealousy rises, and how to honor God as the one who lifted you up above others. Beloved, as we bring this message to a close, let your heart rest in the truth that the angels have declared over you today. You are chosen. Out of many, out of others who seemed more likely, God's favor has marked you as the one. This is not by chance, not by luck, but by divine appointment. Heaven has whispered your name, and now the earth is responding. If this word has blessed you, I encourage you to share this video with your friends and family. Someone you love may be waiting for the same confirmation, the same encouragement, the same reminder that they too are seen by God and chosen for something greater. You can be the vessel that delivers this message to them at just the right time. And beloved, do not let this be the last time we connect. Come back for more messages like this, because each one is a seed of hope and strength for your journey. Make sure you subscribe to Sacred Echoes 1 and click the notification bell, so that the moment another word is released, you will be among the first to receive it. Before you go, Type one final declaration in the comments. Blessed and ready. Let this be your seal of faith, your agreement with heaven, and your closing prayer today. Go in peace, beloved. Carry this word with joy. Share it with others. And keep your heart open, because your season of being chosen has already begun. Until we meet again, stay faithful, stay hopeful, and stay ready.